mistakes that new engineering managers make are not having enough processes, not managing their time effectively, and not treating people the way they should be treated. So let's talk about the first mistake, not having enough processes. When I first became an engineering manager, I thought all processes were evil. I used to say to myself, why can't we just get things done? Don't worry about any red tape or processes or things like that. They are optional and they just take up time unnecessarily. And it would be hard to imagine in this day and age, but I led an engineering team with no formal process for a year. There was no project management tool or no collaboration tool or no workflow management tool inside. Everything was done via emails and face to face. As an engineering manager, I would come into work early every Monday and list down priorities for my team for the week. I would then assign tasks for my team members via an email. And when everyone is in the office, we would then discuss about the task, and we would do that in an unstructured way. So it wasn't a stand up or anything like that. We would just huddle around someone else or even my desk, or we would go for morning coffee talking about what are the things that we need to accomplish for the week. There was no consistency and there was lack of documentation or lack of understanding on why something should be done. And every Wednesday and Friday, all of us would send an email updating each other about the progress of our work. Code review were also done mainly by me as a team lead and an engineering manager, and each of my developer will ask me to come over to their desk whenever they finish something or they have got any things that they would like to show me, and I provide feedback on their code or what they are doing for their tasks there and then. So you can imagine not having any kind of process meant that it was hard for us to know if the team was working effectively. A lot of tasks also couldn't be shared because there is no way for a different person to know how to even begin doing something or what is the progress that has been made on a certain task. As I mentioned earlier, documentation was also non-existent. I was quite lucky that during that year that I was with the team, there was no staff turnover. If there was any staff turnover, I couldn't imagine the onboarding experience that the new engineer would have to go through. Another problem that I faced with not having any kind of processes was that I felt like I was a gatekeeper for many things. I was afraid to take on long holiday because I didn't want my team to scramble around when I wasn't around. I couldn't scale myself at all. But I have to admit that back then, scaling myself wasn't something that I had in mind. I just remember feeling really overwhelmed and trying to get through week after week. So this mistake is quite common for new engineering managers. They really don't understand or don't see the value in having processes and standards when they first become a manager. The second mistake that a lot of new engineering managers make is on time management or their ability to manage their time effectively and be productive. Most engineering managers who are new to their job feel overwhelmed for the first few months or even for the first few years. Technology is changing at a really fast pace, and especially now, there are a lot of things going on in the industry. The workforce is made up of multiple generations, all wanting different things. And being a first line manager for a team of 5 to 15 means that you need to be able to understand each person effectively and also be able to manage and oversee multiple projects at the same time. So engineering managers are overwhelmed with looking after their people, looking after processes and projects to ensure that their team is working effectively. And they also need to ensure that the platform that their team is building on and the code base is healthy and reliable. And unlike in software developer days, there's no backlog of tasks and there's no user story complete with acceptance criteria waiting to be picked up by an engineering manager. So they are often wandering around or feeling panic about what they need to do and the priority that they need to do them in. As I thought about this issue more, I think that there should be something similar to the backlog system that engineering software engineer have for engineering manager. And this is why I created a second brain system for engineering managers. It's a centralized system for capturing, organizing, and leveraging knowledge so the manager can make better decisions, plan their work more effectively, and prioritize what matters for their people and their company. If you are interested, check out or Google for second brain for engineering managers. So going back to the problem, time management is a huge issue, and poor time management is a mistake that new engineering manager make. I used to make this mistake too, and I used to feel like I got nothing done day after day in my management journey early on. The third mistake is that most engineering managers used to be superstar developers, and therefore they consider themselves to be technically competent and they take pride in technical abilities. I was the same too, so I can really understand the mindset that new engineering managers have. They are used to thinking through things very logically. They are used to solving problems and fixing issues. However, when you become a manager of people, you cannot treat people like code. Engineering managers need to learn that their job is not to solve technical problems, but to listen, to empathize, and to empower their engineers so that these engineers can go about solving the technical problems and also leveraging each other's strengths to achieve goals for the team. And so this is a mindset change that new engineering managers need to make. I definitely had to make this mindset change as well. So my advice for engineering managers is to learn and accept that humans are different, even if they may share the same job title, such as software engineer. And it's important for an engineering manager to build trust, learn and understand people and their point of views. Even if you may think that you know the solution and the best solution to a problem, be it technical or people problem that an individual may be facing, you should still listen to your engineers and help them arrive at a solution themselves. So those are the three mistakes that new engineering manager make. Not having any kind of processes, not managing their time effectively, and treating everyone like code.